Well, a very happy 4th of July to all of you out there. It is going to be a beautiful day here in Southern California. I hope it'll be a beautiful day for wherever and whatever you're doing today. I do have a content warning this morning. At the end of the show, I will have a political commentary for those of you who can't handle it. All right. So to start your 4th of July, how about this quote from Elon that was reposted this morning by he reposted what Tesla owners of Silicon Valley had posted, which was a quote from Elon Musk. So we're quoting a quote of a quote. Anyway, he says, "I am nauseatingly pro-America. I would have come here from any country. The United States are where great things are possible," Elon Musk said. Sandy Munro has a video out this morning, and he's very excited about a new type of battery that's 100% dry and doesn't use any metal. That's right, 100% dry and doesn't use any metal. This would allow, according to him and the people that are producing the battery, this would allow it to be much lighter, much less expensive, and much safer. As with all such advantages, of course, as with all such advances, the next step would be to take it out of the lab and into production. And then obviously, I'm sure Sandy is showing this to the world so that this guy can get picked up. And so I'm sure if Elon thinks there's any advantage to it, any potential for it, he would be all over it and be buying this guy out. So we'll see what happens. Listen, but Sandy does have, I'm totally impressed by his ability to break down cars, make recommendations and suggestions for how to make cars better in the future. But his abilities at discovering new products has been a little less clear. I won't go into the details on that, but that's just my opinion. But I'm a big fan, huge fan. All right, Sawyer Merritt saying this morning that for the first time ever, the Tesla Cybertruck was the #1 best-selling electric pickup truck in America in the second quarter, outselling the Ford F-150 Lightning. So congratulations to Tesla. This is from Elon this morning. I guess this is from Tesla itself. Elon agreed this morning that LLMs are under enormous pressure. And he was responding then to a Grok query posted by MKRUVT51. And the query was, Grok, are LLMs under massive pressure? And the answer was yes, there's evidence that large language models are under significant pressure. This pressure is multifaceted, stemming from various sources and factors. #1, technical pressure. LLMs are under pressure to improve their performance, particularly in areas such as reasoning, understanding complex instructions, generating coherent and accurate outputs. The studies and discussions highlight the limitations of current LLMs, suggesting that they are often providing answers that are convincingly wrong, indicating a need for enhanced accuracy and reliability. I would add to that that they need to be more current. You can't get the last day or even the last 6 months sometimes news. Yeah, okay. So #2, market pressure. The pressure for LLMs is highly competitive with companies like OpenAI, Google, and others like Tesla. Tesla X.AI, and others constantly pushing the boundaries of what the models can do. This competition drives rapid development and innovation, but also puts significant pressure on the developers to deliver more sophisticated models that can outperform their rivals. And once again, I'll add that there's pressure to actually produce something that is producing revenue and profits, because you just can't keep buying bajillions of dollars worth of compute without getting some kind of return on investment. #3, ethical and social pressures. There's increasing scrutiny on the ethical implications of LLMs, particularly regarding their potential to spread misinformation or generate harmful content. This pressure is pushing developers to ensure that their models are safe, transparent, and aligned with human values. Once again, I need to add to it, and it isn't politically slanted in some crazy way. #4, usage and scalability pressure. As LLMs become more integrated into various applications, there is pressure to ensure they can handle a wide range of tasks and perform well under different conditions. This includes being able to process vast amount of data efficiently and effectively. #5, cost and resource pressure. Training and deploying LLMs is resource intensive, requiring significant computational power and energy. This pressure is pushing developers to find ways to make LLMs more efficient and cost-effective and use less energy. Number 6, regulatory pressure. Governments and regulatory bodies are increasingly interested in the development and use of AI, including LLMs. This interest is likely to lead to more regulations and standards that LLMs will need to comply with, adding another layer of pressure. And of course, Elon Musk, who doesn't like regulation, hates regulation. We'll be talking about that in a minute in that political statement that I'm going to make. And this just is an area, though, he believes that it's necessary, do need some kinds of guardrails on this entire area. Number 7, user expectations. Users of LLMs have high expectations for these models, expecting them to be intelligent, helpful, and able to understand and respond to complex queries. Meeting these expectations is a significant challenge for developers. Overall, these pressures indicate that while LLMs have made significant advances, there is still much work to be done to improve their capabilities and address these challenges. So there you go. That was an LLM responding to a question about the pressures of LLMs. By the way, I think that was pretty cohesive, coherent, complete, and unbiased. So, you know, I know I added something, but you could always add something. All right, this is from Sawyer Merritt. Did you know that every Tesla Megapack battery has these words on it? Made on Earth by humans. Also from Sawyer Merritt this morning, breaking! Tesla has introduced a military purchase program for its members of the military and their spouses to get a $1,000 discount. To honor those who have served our country, we're offering members of the U.S. military $1,000 off the purchase price of Model 3, Model Y, S, and X. And there's also a brand new program starting this morning that will give 3 months of free supercharging in the U.S. and Canada for all the S3XY products. Okay, this is a Stock Talk Weekly. He says, Wolf Research alludes to Tesla's energy business as a sleeping giant. Well, it hasn't been sleeping for those of you who are following this channel. We've been talking about it from day one. In fact, we broke the news of the Lathrop plant with the introduction of the Elon Musk mission. We talked about the Lathrop plant. We were the first ones to talk about Lathrop, and we were the first one on this channel. In fact, we held the book back and we made decisions about when we released the book and started the channel based on not wanting to be first with the news about Lathrop. Okay, has Tesla's sleeping giant finally awoken? Normally, our focus, and most investors, is squarely on the auto business. But this quarter, Tesla reported very strong numbers in energy storage, deploying 9.4 gigawatt hours in quarter 2 and up 132% versus quarter 1. And it will be up more in quarter 3 and 4, I'm pretty sure. And then next year, we add Lathrop, and Lathrop will give us the potential to double, well, more than double these numbers. So basically, I think capacity right now is really about 1.3 gigawatt hours. When you count Powerwall, it will be 2.3 gigawatt hours per quarter when we add Shanghai. It says, assuming 80% are from Megapack, this could support close to a $4 billion energy segment in quarter 2, far above the consensus of $2 billion. Now, remember, this is Randy again talking, not them. This is subject to bookkeeping changes or bookkeeping analysis. So there might be $4 billion of energy segment revenues, but they may not all be able to be put into the revenue slot or the earnings slot this quarter. Some of them may be put off based on the contracts. The contracts sometimes require it's kind of like a subscription. I don't know if you know this, if you buy a subscription to a magazine. What's a magazine? What's a magazine subscription? Okay, if you buy a subscription to a magazine, the magazine can only book the revenue from that subscription each month as the subscription continues on, okay? So this is kind of the same thing. Tesla's most profitable segment It could be the most profitable segment, and that alone could add Q2 EPS by, they're saying, only 10 cents per share on the street. I think it's going to be more. To be clear, energy storage deployments can be lumpy, so we'd caution against run rating the Q2 results. No, well, there'll be the recognition of the revenue will be lumpy, but not the production. But taking a step back, Tesla appears to be hitting their stride in the segment, and looking ahead, we think the opportunity here is much bigger than most investors realize. Duh, especially with respect to Megapack. So this is Randy Kirk. By the way, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify. Go down below and join Patreon as Jamie Lee M did the other day. So follow Jamie Lee M in his expression of support for the channel, and just go down to the description below and you'll find a link, and it's so easy. All right, this is where we're going to change to politics for a minute. Okay, in this statement that I'm going to read, it is a statement that I'm 100% certain that Elon will agree with. But if you don't want politics on the channel and you don't want to listen to my politics, well, this is your chance to stop listening to this particular video. So you may know that Elon Musk has been applauding in statement after statement all the work of Javier Milei down in Argentina, the new president of Argentina, for cutting the size and scope of government dramatically to the point where he has become an international star because of what he's doing. Now, my pick for VP, I'm not saying that this is Elon's pick for VP. My pick for VP, and see if you agree with his Javier Milei approach, is Vivek Ramaswamy. And he says, here is how to dismantle the administrative state once and for all, both top down and bottom up. Boy, Larry, I know, Larry Goldberg, are you listening? I know you'll love this. The next White House sends a constitutionally trained lawyer into every agency to ruthlessly apply the major questions doctrine from West Virginia versus the APA 2022. Regulations with large economic impacts can be rescinded by executive action. A future president couldn't resuscitate them either. Congress would have to pass a law to restore them. It's a one-way ratchet. At the same time, another decision, last week's Loper versus Raimondo decision, federal courts are no longer required to defer to agencies' interpretations of the law. That means it's right for private sector actors to file lawsuits challenging unconstitutional regulations and agency actions across the board. Different judges will reach different conclusions, but the overall effect will be to thin out the jungle of agency diktats. Combine that with 75% headcount reduction in the federal bureaucracy, plus the total abolition of many agencies completely, like the Department of like the Department of Education and most of the security state. And you have the makings of a national revival like they're seeing down in Argentina. Want to get rid of the federal debt? Want to cut out all these month after month, year after year deficits? You want to have the economy just boom like crazy? You want to potentially cut maybe 10, 20%, I said the other day 5% on X. Nobody disagreed with me. Might be bigger, 5 or 10, or cut the cost of everything in the United States by 5%, maybe 10%, maybe even 20% across the board because of lowered regulation. Okay. Well, that's how you do it. So he says it's time to declare independence from managerial tyranny. It's time to shut it down. You go, Vivek. I was not for him for president. I think he's a little bit, anyway, but I am for him as vice president, and I think he will grow into the job over the next 4 years and might be ready to be president at the end of the Trump administration. All right, that's all I got for you today. Happy New Year. No, what is it? Happy New Year. Okay. Happy 4th of July. It's another big celebration day where we do fireworks and things, blow up and stuff. In Hawaii, in New Year is when they do a huge amount of fireworks. Maybe that's why I was confused. Okay. It's been great talking to you.